If you're anything like me, and I hope you are, you're a professional Dragon Link hater. In these circles, we hate Black Dragon Collapse Serpents and White Dragon Wyverbursters equally. Now, these past few years have been a mixed bag for Dragon Link haters. On the one hand, we had to suffer through the deck achieving a Worlds win in the rigged 2023 election. World Championship. But the deck has also been routinely bullied on the Forbidden and Limited list, which is hilarious. Chaos Space, Chaos Ruler, Savage Dragon, Striker Dragon, Eclipse Wyvern, it's been non-stop. I swear that sometimes it seems the only one who hates Dragon Link more than me is Konami. Unfortunately, for every dragon they take away, they give D-Link even more. Every year, wave after wave of support for the pile deck to end all pile decks. It's exhausting. A proper account of every relevant card released and banned for this deck would occupy a video all its own. Every time it looks like the Reaper has come and the beast has finally been slain, some dumb card comes to save the day. Enter 2022's main set, Darkwing Blast, and the dumb cards to end all dumb cards. The mostly level 6 Dark Dragon Masters, the Bystials. In today's thinly veiled dig on Dragon Link, video, we're going to walk through the brief but storied history of this archetype of hand traps, why they keep getting restricted on the ban list, and what to expect in the near future for them. Let's get into it. As previously mentioned, the Bystials were released in 2022's Darkwing Blast and had an immediate impact on both the format and players' wallets, skyrocketing to extreme prices right out the gate. It's important to note that there is a difference between the Bystials as used by the branded archetype, which include cards like the Bystial Lubellion and branded Regain to further their in-archetype game plan, and the Bystials as hand traps, which is the subject of today's video. The three cards released in Darkwing Blast are Bystials Magnamut, Druiswarm, and Saronir. A fourth name, Bystial Baldrake, was added in Photon Hypernova 4 months later. These cards share an effect which allows you to banish a light or dark monster from either grave in order to special summon them from hand, and this becomes a quick effect if your opponent controls a monster. Additionally, each monster possesses another effect on field or in grave. Magnamut adds a dragon from deck or grave to hand during the end phase of the turn that it's summoned. Druiswarm sends a special summon monster your opponent controls to grave when it's sent to grave. Saronir bins a bestial monster or branded spell trap when sent to grave, and Baldrake allows you to tribute one other light or dark monster in response to your opponent's special summon in order to banish that card. In a way, the Bystials are perfect cards, the pinnacle of Yu-Gi-Oh! Design from a functional standpoint. They offer disruption, extension, removal, searching, and play nicely with the most popular attributes in Yu-Gi-Oh!'s history. Most cards, even good cards, have something wrong with them, a trade-off to hide the intentions of the designer. Well, whichever designer is responsible for that called off the week that they made the Bystials, because they have absolutely everything. Effortless special summon conditions for many decks. An absolutely perfect level. Level 6 was a level that was so difficult to access before they were released. It's crazy. They have valuable effects on field. They're just a masterclass of power creep released at a time where their effect was most needed. Darkwing Blast dropped smack dab in the middle of Pote format, and their ability to quick effect banish from grave was effective interruption against the T-Arlaments, who needed to shuffle back material from grave in order to fusion summon. Additionally, the easily summonable level 6 bodies enabled decks that couldn't make Dweller access to Wallow, a reasonable replacement. However, the Bystials even saw play in tier as a counter meta threat, acting as an extender as well since the tier monsters are mostly darks. Hand traps have a long history in Yu-Gi-Oh! Since the game lacks an energy system, cards are immediately playable from turn 1. This means that for a long time, the going second player would simply have to wait and watch as their opponent combos off till infinity and then passes turns smugly, confident in the security of their board. Hand traps are a colloquial term, usually used to refer to cards usable from hand on either player's turns that often interfere with your opponent's plays. It's a little more complicated than that, but that's basically the gist. While every player has their own opinions on hand traps as a broad spectrum issue, it's hard to argue against their place in the modern game. It's frustrating to play a deck that loses to a single Ash Blossom. Believe me, I'm an Altergeist main. But the mere existence of these forms of interruption keep in check a number of degenerate strategies, from literal FTKs to just functional ones. Like the rest of the game, hand traps too have undergone a sort of power creep. While this is easily recognizable in the evolution of cards like Effect Veiler, Infinite Impermanence, and the Dominus traps, it can be harder to detect in cards like the Bystials. A classic hand trap like DD Crow shares a very similar effect, discarding to grave during either player's turn to target any one card in your opponent's grave and banish it. On the surface, DD Crow seems to be at least as good as the Bystials, if not better. It lacks the attribute restriction and can target any card, not just a monster, allowing you to banish spells and traps with powerful graveyard effects as well. Additionally, the Bystials require your opponent to have a body on field in order to become quick effects, whereas DD Crow has no such limitations. While Crow is undoubtedly a valuable and powerful hand trap that has seen play throughout Yu-Gi-Oh's history, the value that the Bystials provide gives them a significant edge in decks that can use them or formats where they even sniff viability. DD Crow is versatile, but Druid Swarm is a 2500 body that can clear a problem monster when it leaves the field, even if it's used for a non-Xyz extra deck summon. This doesn't even begin to mention the specific strategies that can make use of their effects, like Malice banishing a name in grave, or D-Link searching a dragon for follow-up. But there are other hand traps in Yu-Gi-Oh's storied history that also put a body on board and have seen much less competitive play and never even sniffed the ban list. Chaos Hunter was released in 2011's Storm of Ragnarok and is a level 7 Dark Fiend with the effect to, when your opponent special summons a monster, discard one card and special summon this card from your hand. While Chaos Hunter is on the field, your opponent cannot banish cards. Holy cow, yeah? Puts a big body on the field, just as big as Druid Swarm in attack value, and floodgates your opponent out of banishing, a key game mechanic for quite a few decks. Hell, this card even stops the monsters that we're discussing today, as the Bystials need to banish cards in order to special summon themselves. While Chaos Hunter has certainly seen competitive play over its 14-year tenure, there are a few key differences that put it in a class below the Bystials. First and foremost, the discard cost. It's unfortunate that Chaos Hunter requires a discard in order to be special summoned. While the discard can theoretically be useful for filling your grave with valuable effects, more often than not, you're just going -1. Additionally, Chaos Hunter needs to be on the field in order for its continuous floodgate to function. So if you've sent it to grave for an extra deck summon, or it's removed somehow, you just lose the monster. Compared to something like Magnamut, which will at least net you a search, or Druid Swarm's removal. With Chaos Hunter, you might as well be playing the tricky. Finally, Chaos Hunter can only be special summoned in response to your opponent's special summoning a monster, making it useless as an extender on your turn most of the time, and rendering it useless to your opponent's banishes prior to committing a summon. The Bystials have been meandering their way onto the Forbidden and Limited list for a while now. Magnamut was limited in the TCG on the September 2023 list, and Druid Swarm joined its brother in Fangs on the limited list in April of 2025, mirroring an OCG limit from 2023. While this is good, and these two are clearly the first and second strongest of the bunch, I predict that Baldrake will be joining them at some point in the future. How many times have we seen banned cards replaced with lower power but functionally similar options in the past? For the decks that use the Bystials, whether it be as a level 6 Dark Extender or a hand trap against your opponent's monsters in grave, does the difference between Druid Swarm and Baldrake really matter all that much? Baldrake's removal, while weaker, isn't even that much worse in my opinion. All we're doing is kicking that can down the road. Bystial Baldrake is next. Oh, and ban Quick Launch while you're at it, please. Thank you all for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you want to watch more videos from me, and remember to wash behind your ears. Oh, and don't worry, D-Link players. You know I love you. I'm only teasing.